Hello everyone, Dragon Goes to Japan, and today I'm out doing my vlog, which I'm trying to do as best as I can. Last week I didn't upload yet, so it's done. It'll be submitted this weekend with my last week vlog. This week I'm actually at a shrine. Maybe temple. I'm not 100% sure because this is what it looks like. I'm pretty sure it's a temple, but I'm not sure. And there's no one really around to ask other than the caretakers of the grounds here. So today's vlog is going to talk about something kind of important for me that I really haven't talked about in my channel so far, or really too much outside my personal life. Today we're going to be talking about honoring the dead and the cultural difference between America and Japan. Mostly what I know is what I've been told. I don't have any hard evidence, but considering every person I've talked to that's Japanese, almost 90% of the time says this is true and accurate. So in Japan, when people pass away, they're often given a service, kind of a funeral service like we do in America, a showing to say your goodbyes. Then the body is cremated. Okay? Now, once the body is cremated, the family will then, normally whoever the eldest son is, or whatever family, takes the urn into the house and therefore keeps the urn for 42 days. So it's 42 days of mourning. After the 42 days are up, then the urn is then buried, either in a grave site or the family tomb or grave, whatever you want to call it. I'm not sure what the correct word is here in Japanese. But in America, depending upon where you live, faith, religion, that kind of thing, most people are cremated. Most of my family has been cremated, actually. So upon doing so, then we often either scatter the ashes or bury the ashes. So it's a little different. The reason why this is the main focus today, as I haven't talked about this yet, is about 2 months ago I lost my grandfather. It's been very interesting impact on me here because I've been so far away from my family. I haven't been able to do much to help or to kind of fulfill a better role of, helping everyone out where they need to. So it's been very hard on my experience here with this. And that's kind of why I brought that up today, is because I've been meaning to talk about it and I just haven't. I've been kind of avoiding the fact as of late, more and more. But I want to talk about it today because I'm actually near one of probably the biggest grave sites I've seen in a long time. So as you can see here, I don't even know exactly how many are here. But in Japan, it is extremely common to, oops, I dropped my glasses, to have these grave sites or grave markers or stones, whatever you want to call them, in massive droves. I mean, this is just one of the small ones near where I live. And this is actually a pretty big one. There's some here that are just a whole hillside. I have about 5 to 10 of these massive things near me. All right, so you come to pay your respects, do that kind of thing systematically, for your family and everything else. But I did this today because the differences for loss, I think, for Japanese seems to be a lot different than it is for, I would say, me and my family being a foreigner, but I've had a different experience. But Japanese take loss a lot differently, I would say, than most people I've met, so it's kind of interesting. But the main focus of this is talking about the difference in what we do. I mean, for example, look at this. This thing is solid granite. This thing probably costs a fortune. In America, we don't spend that much on a gravestone. Even newer gravestones and stuff, it's not normally expensive as much as that. Normally it's a lot cheaper. It's a gravestone or a marker and that's it. So this is actually really, really common all over Japan. I mean, these are massive, massive structures that cost thousands and thousands of dollars. And they're made out of granite or marble. I'm not sure exactly which one. Oh, look, a butterfly. See a butterfly. So I thought it was kind of interesting knowing that the Japanese spend a lot more, I would say, on the after effects of death versus me as a Westerner, as an American. I mean, normally once someone's gone, we bury and flowers and everything else. Here they bring flowers, they bring water, candles. But I mean, these are just massive, massive structures here all over the place in Japan. It's not here, it's not there. These are everywhere. And I mean, I saw them in Fukuoka. I have a few pictures of that from Fukuoka. Oita, there's tons and tons. I went to Nagasaki, tons and tons of these markers. And they are just lasting forever. Once they get too damaged and they replace them. Kind of like how we're supposed to do in America, but we often forget to do that. So we're kind of not good in that regard. But yeah, I would say losing family, being far away is very, very hard for me. It's been very interesting. But I've also learned something very valuable as to why a lot of Japanese want to stay here is because of family. So when this happens, it's a little easier to cope, I would say, than it is on other places. So it's an interesting concept. It's an interesting idea for me. So I mean, here's another one. I mean, these things are everywhere, but it's pretty amazing overall, perspective wise, for me to see that the dead are very well taken care of here in Japan, and that loss impacts everyone in a different way. So there's been a big, I would say, difference for me overall. So when it comes to pushing forward and everything, I will do that. But I do miss my family some days. I do miss the loved ones that are gone. And there's nothing I can really do about it. So I wanted to bring up the difference in what I would say is cultural grieving processes and how well people are taken care of and things and that so forth. So but it's interesting. It's been an enlightening experience. I mean, here, just tons and tons. I'm sorry if it's really bad reflection. I'm sorry. It is kind of bright out today. It's very hot. It's about 80 degrees here today, easily. Really hot and sticky for me. But it's kind of a enlightening experience. Sorry, I had a mosquito. For me, coming here, seeing the difference, and being far away from my family when someone does pass, and trying to find a way to make amends and then help be supportive for everyone back home when you can't be there physically, but you have to be there emotionally to help whatever you can and do whatever you can. So it's been interesting structurally for me. Like I said, I haven't really talked about this outside of my family, not even my really immediate friends that much. It's been kind of just something I wanted to kind of mellow and think over before I decide to talk about it, so I don't cry or I become emotionally upset for the day. So it was interesting. It was a struggle. Most days it's still very hard. That's cool. But overall it's been kind of a breathtaking experience for me. I mean, I really Wish I could be there and do things like that, which is interesting perceptually. But this is kind of what I want to show, is that this is one of the big differences, I think, between America and Japan, especially when it comes to burial rites and visiting your ancestors and visiting the dead. It's done here quite frequently. They burn candles. Like, see here, burn candles. You bring water. You bring food. So it's a whole different perception of the afterlife and talking and doing other things. So I'm walking around with a camera. I'm trying not to upset anyone if they're out here visiting their ancestors. So I'm trying to avoid as many people as I can today. But no, this is something that I smell incense, so someone was just here. But that's just a perception of what's going on. For me, in my realm, it's been very hard. Not something I really want to discuss, but I feel I need to discuss for not just me to grow, but so people know that my family do know that I'm doing okay. And granted, I talk to my family a lot, but people I don't talk to can watch this and say, oh, he's doing okay. So I'm trying my hardest to work, push forward and do more. So that's me, though, motivated some days. But I just wanted to talk about it. If anyone has any different ideas, culture ideas, things you want me to talk about, or even you have something to add I can kind of put forward in the next video or something else, tell me. I'll talk about it. This is something I feel it's everywhere around me. I see it a lot, but it's not really explained or talked about as much here in Japan. So, but please like, comment, subscribe. Questions, please. Anything helps me. I can make a new video. I can answer. If you want to know something, I might know something about it. I might not. But this is Dragon of Japan. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Later.